we drug him inside my gate to offer him some protection. I just remember him looking up to me and saying, I thought this was supposed to be nonviolent. He was a 17-year-old kid with braces and a pink hat. And it really kind of set me off. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make these cops pay for that. And so I started cop watching. That was my way of getting some get back. And in the course of cop watching, my mind was blown.
Hello, everybody. Aloha and welcome. I'm Natalie, and this is Life After a Cult, the channel where we expose cult nonsense. We laugh at the absurdities, and we hopefully unbrainwash ourselves in the process. We have William Gude in the house. He is going to be chatting with us. You might know William Gude from Film the Police LA is one of his YouTube channels. The other one is Scientology Audit, Streets LA, and Gude is credited with starting the most recent round of protesting Scientology, live streaming, putting it across multiple platforms. Many of you are familiar with who he is, but I thought we'd do a little refresh for a lot of people who are new to the channel. Welcome, William.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Doing pretty good. It's a beautiful day. It's like 85 degrees. Doesn't get better than that.
I'm glad that you don't let things go.
See, the thing is, I think the LAPD might think that I let things go because I will sleep on things for 2-3 years. I'm very patient, super patient. And then I like to come back and hit. And it just, it's a little bit of a mind game, but sometimes it's more effective to wait for a certain period when things are super relevant. When something's in the news and it's sort of, there's some sort of cohesion with what's going on in the news, you play it then and it's much more effective. So it's not just lost in the void. So I let nothing go ever. I remember everything, even if they think I have not. I don't.
Lynette's got a great question. How did William get involved with filming the police? Was there a personal encounter involved?
Yeah, there was a protest that happened in Hollywood back during 2020, and they had a curfew that night and said everybody had to be home by 4:30. But they had a protest in, like, I guess you'd call it like the downtown part of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. In the downtown part of Hollywood. And when the protest was over, they told everybody they had to disperse. So everybody's ordering Ubers. But the problem is no Ubers were going to come and take 2,000, 3,000 people away. So they were trying to leave Hollywood walking, and the police said, no, we're going to enforce this curfew by just shooting people with pepper balls. And they were just like lighting up these kids with pepper balls. And then there was, down the street from my house, there was a group of kids. They kind of had them cornered, and they just started lighting off pepper balls into them, and they drove through the crowd. One kid got hit by it. He was bleeding from the mouth. And we drug him inside my gate to offer him some protection. I just remember him looking up to me and saying, I thought this was supposed to be nonviolent. He was a 17-year-old kid with braces and a pink hat. And it really kind of set me off. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make these cops pay for that. And so I started cop watching. That was my way of getting some get back. And in the course of cop watching, my mind was blown. I did not have any idea that the policing was as bad or there was as much corruption as there ended up being. I was blown away by it. And then it became more than just cop watching. It became looking at, dealing with the police chief and the higher ups, because that's where the real sort of corruption and lack of accountability is at. So yeah, that's how I kind of got started in it.
Yeah. Over at kind of jumping back to the testing center, Itchy Thayton says Shannon has a new panic button for the doors. And it does seem that, how do you think they know? They seem to shut the doors before you get there. Like, do you think it's just cameras?
Yeah, I used to wonder. I'm like, Jessica and I are talking. I'm like, well, they must have put something in our phone. They closed those doors quickly. But I've realized that they're operating it's the cameras. And I feel that they have somebody just operating them 24 hours a day, just looking at the cameras out in front to see if there's any suppressive people coming. Because it was frustrating. I would sneak up and come from different angles. They would close the door before I got there. I talked to the tour van guys. I'm like, was the door open before I came here? Like, yeah, they were just out here. I started wearing disguise. I thought, okay, maybe they're using facial recognition software. So I'd wear masks and different sunglasses. I tried all that. Wasn't able to work. But, and I'll tell them this right now because there's nothing they can do about it. I found out if I could approach from one specific angle and hug the wall as I'm walking towards it. And the tour guys, they see me coming, so they provide a wall for cover for me now too. I can usually get up there and sneak. They got me. I couldn't sneak up on them this morning, but if there's a crowd walking, I kind of will duck my head a little bit and blend into the crowd, and I can catch them now. And there's not much they can do about it. So I guess they're just going to have to be on point, do a better job, or else I'm gonna film you.
Yeah, and those doors, I mean, those close fast too.
They close. They close very. They don't close slowly. They close quickly, and so yeah, no,
it's aggressive.
Frustrating sometimes, but I have a good time with it.
Have you seen Patrick Perry at all?
Every day.
Do you really run into him? Does he just not say anything?
No, he says, "Hey, how's it going?" and stuff, and I let bygones be bygones. It's just
He's another one where I wonder if, he would still support Scientology.
Well, he didn't support them enough to show up for court when they wanted him to come against Josiah. So I think he probably wants no part of it. Listen, that stuff, you don't want to be known as the person protecting the Church of Scientology out there. You don't. And these people have seen themselves on videos and they would rather not.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. The Journey 2020 says Compton School District was infiltrated by Truth About Drug assemblies in an elementary and middle school. Compton is in LA. District confirmed message was received asking about it. Oh, I hadn't heard about that. Because that's one of the ways they try to infiltrate schools is through the Truth About Drugs program.
Yeah.
And then, this works. Now we have study technology and bring your kids into the, their tutoring center that they have at Applied Scholastics. John Glove calls it a Code William. That's what they do at the testing center. I bet you. Code William. And they're doing the same thing to Dan Walks LA as well. He's been having an issue catching them.
Anybody that comes over there with a camera, they're going to shut those doors. You walk up to Twilla, Shannon, wherever the older guy is, and you come up with your camera, they're going to turn around and hightail it back inside.
Yeah.
So I encourage more people to do it.
Yeah. And I think that's a great suggestion. Anybody who's interested in getting involved with the protest, just show up at a Scientology org, or if you're in Hollywood, the testing center, and just start filming. You don't really have to do much except film and ask them questions. Any other tips you would give people who are thinking about starting protesting, some good best practices?
Here's one thing I would say is you don't have to live stream a protest. Protesting and live streaming itself is not protesting. Okay. Live streaming is a tool that protesters can use. I'll be honest with you, the reason why I started live streaming is because I was just using up too much of my memory of my phone by filming it. Yeah. I think you should always film your encounters for your own protection, because they're going to lie. They're going to claim that, like the other day where we said we were trying to burglarize the Blue Building, they're going to lie. So you want to document it. Every encounter you have with them. People will say, why don't you have a private conversation without a camera? Absolutely not. At least have your phone in your pocket recording, because they will lie and then try to have you arrested. But you don't have to live stream it. You don't. You can just being out there. And again, their goal is to come out at this location, at least, is to come out to the street and try to recruit people and make money. If by you just being there causes them to go inside, hey, spend a half an hour just standing out in front of there. Check your emails in front of there, whatever you're doing. Just stand there for 30 minutes. And that's 30 minutes they will not be out there recruiting.
Yeah, and it doesn't take that much time. Anonymous Lens says they'll be out there. I'll be there. I think that's really good advice. And I think we will see more people, not just in Hollywood, but at other Scientology organizations around the world and in the US as well, because it's not going anywhere. I mean, the protest, the interest in people are getting curious about Scientology, but not for the reason Scientology wants them to.
Right. Yeah. Listen, they're fighting a losing battle. And like everybody knows, this is, at the end of the day, attrition is going to take care of the Church of Scientology. They're not going to be able to recruit enough people to make up for the people that are lost, either from leaving or from old age or whatnot. The only thing what we can do is we can help speed up the process. And here's another thing I offer: just be smart about it. Understanding that this is a losing battle, The only thing that we can do is get in the way of that. It's a losing battle for them. So we can get in the way by giving them gifts. Make sure you stick to certain rules. Don't tear things up. Understanding that it's a PR battle. You want people at home who are watching this for the first time. You don't want to be seen as a crazy person. Okay. You want to highlight how crazy that they act, whether it be them running away or being combative or whatever it might be. Don't be that person. Try to be you could be funny, and you can be, you can have your confrontations, but do it in a healthy way. Do it in a way it's not going to embarrass yourself or other people, and do it in a way that it's going to make people say, you know what, I want to be part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. Aircat wants to know, do you think they will continue to have events next to the test center?
I was thinking about that. I think they flopped so bad for the Winter Wonderland this year. They were able to do nothing with it. They had their Santa out there, but very small crowds, and they weren't using the normal processes that they did in the past, where they would try to sneak them in the building and have them take a personality test to see the movie. They weren't doing any of that. So to me, I feel like they set up the Winter Wonderland more out of pride than anything else. Like, we're going to teach them, but nothing, listen, it costs money too, right? All setting up the place, getting the tree, I'm sure the electric bill is pretty high when you're running all of that. So maybe they will. I hope they do. I hope I could highlight the fact, because when they set up the Winter Wonderland, it just gives me a chance to tell people about what L. Ron Hubbard really had to say about Jesus Christ and stuff. And let's see if the Christians who are out there are happy with the words that he used. And it also shows that they're using another religion's holiday as a recruiting tool. So to me, it's helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, maybe they'll do something for Easter. In fact, I would say pretty much just almost all Scientologists don't know the truth about L. Ron Hubbard. They don't know that what he was involved with Aleister Crowley and the black magic and the sex magic and trying to bring about the Antichrist. I interviewed John Atack, who wrote the book, Let's Sell Them a Piece of Blue Sky. He's also a former Scientologist. And he said that basically L. Ron Hubbard, because I had heard that he wanted to bring about the Antichrist. But I didn't understand why. Like, why? And I asked John one day when we were doing a video, why? And he said that there's documentation that shows that L. Ron Hubbard believed that the second coming of Jesus meant an alien invasion from the Markabians. So he had to stop it by bringing about the Antichrist to make sure Jesus didn't come back, who was going to be leading an alien invasion.
So I'm going to have to read that to people. That's going to be one of my next videos. Trust me.
Yeah, and you won't find it. I mean, because Scientology, they don't make that known. And that's a crazy thing is people, and I can speak to it as a Scientologist. I didn't know half of what I knew now about the truth of the history of L. Ron Hubbard. We were not allowed to read it. We were not allowed to watch it. And now finding it out and interviewing people who have actual receipts to back it up. It's like, man, that man was never, from day one, it was all about the con and making money. In my opinion, and the opinion of many.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate this. I won't tie you up anymore. I'm so glad we were able to put this together. And absolutely, we'll do it again. We'll keep watching. I love what you had to say about just get out there and film and just keep it friendly.
Yeah. Listen, keep it friendly, keep it positive. Just again, say it for the 1,000,000th time. It's a PR battle. You want to make sure you're on the right side of that PR. So you don't want to do anything that will, again, embarrass yourself and others. Constantly think about what should I be doing that would want other people to be involved with it. And they'll come out and you'll have a good time. And it'll be, listen, when we were at the test center doing those protests, that was a lot of fun. And it could be that way again. And if they keep on creeping out here, it will be that way again. That's a warning for them. And yeah, just like I said, keep it positive.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you a ton. And everybody, make sure if you want to piss off Scientology, hit that like button. William, thank you so much. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, go have that cult-free day.